Hey, Faith Levine from Graceful Fitness here. We're gonna do a quick medium level ball workout. It's medium both in intensity and that we're gonna stay kind of not standing and not laying. So in this mid-range the whole time. Let's get going. So I'm gonna walk towards the other end of my mat a little bit so that as I roll down, I'm not off the mat and I'm in the frame. Interlace your hands completely behind your head. So you've rolled down to where the big ball is under most of your torso, depending on your torso size and the ball, but you feel really supported from it without your head or your hips being on it. And then squeeze your butt. Look down at your hips, squeeze your butt. Try to flatten out the front of your hips so you're lengthening through your hip flexors. And then from here, as you exhale, lift up a little higher through the head, neck, and shoulders so you're in flexion. And then inhale, just go back into your length without changing the hips at all. Exhale, peel up, and inhale back down. So crunches or ab prep. If that feels easy, walk back a little bit, same cue through the hips. But at this point, if you've walked back, you can allow your torso to go into a little bit of extension, which makes there be so much more weight and range of motion to lift up into that flexion. So it makes it exponentially more challenging there. You decide how far you want to go. You can also walk back a little bit further and go from length as if you were laying on the floor into flexion, and it's still really challenging. Elbows are gently forward. Fingers are completely interlaced behind the head so that you can support the weight of your head. So your head's heavy in your hand. You're not jutting your face forward ever here. If you want to go all the way into that extension, make sure your glutes are still engaged. Keep it slow and controlled. If you start to go fast, it's much more likely that you'll start to push your head forward and get into your neck and out of your muscles. Last one like this because I'm feeling it. And like I said, it's a quick workout. We're not going to do a ton of repetitions. It'd be totally appropriate to do this workout twice through. So ball is on the head, hips are high, ribs are inside the frame of the torso. Let the hips come down about halfway and then squeeze up. Not trying to hit the floor, not trying to go into your full range, just control the descent and lift it up. It's like a squat, right? It's a hip hinge. Press it up, soles of the feet down to the mat, ribs stay inside the frame of the body. Arms could be up here. One more like this. Squeeze the butt and lift it up. Walk the feet. You can really just wiggle, walk them closer. Take your hands, fingertips down to the floor to start here because you'll want the stability help. Lift your right leg up. Don't let anything else change. Lift it up high. Cross it over. There you go. You're just hanging out there. Hips are high still. Take the same path to get back down to the floor. Switch sides. Lift up. Go high. That's part of the challenge. Cross. Hips are still high. Lift high and set it down. Challenge yourself to lift your fingertips off the floor. And maybe with varying levels of success there. Last one like this. I did it, as my nephew would say. Walk your feet back to your hands. Interlace your hands behind your head and find a deep squat with the weight of your torso still back on the ball. So hang out here, just feel that depth of range and flexion of your hips and your knees. Spine is long here. You're gonna drop the weight of the torso into the ball, push through the feet, and you come back into extension. Feet stay connected to the floor here. That's a safety cue so you don't land on your head. Feel like you drag yourself back in. So if you're on a really slippery floor or have socks on a wood floor and are slippery, find a way that you can be a little bit tacky, like I am on the sticky mat with bare feet. Find a way that you can feel like your feet are stuck to the floor there for safety so that you can push and pull through your feet and not just slide onto your head. Last one like this, big, juicy, passive, supported extension, and bring it back in. You can roll all the way up to sitting and come down onto your knees. You're gonna take the ball under one side and come into a bit of a supported side plank here. Lift and lower the top leg. Notice how this top leg is out on a little bit of an angle. It's not trying to stay directly upright. That'll be way too challenging. A lot of us don't have that range. So this leg can be out on a little bit of a diagonal. Front body pulls to the back body. It's really easy to get into a little bit of a back bend here and to get kind of lazy through the front of the body. Front of the body is still engaged. leg stays up, and you make small circles. Feel free to look around here. Now that you kind of get the idea of what we're doing, you can look around. You've probably been looking forward. Switch directions with the leg. You've probably been looking forward into your screen a lot and maybe not doing as much other neck movements lately, like rotation or extension. Set that foot down. You're going to work your way up onto a one knee high position. Take a side bend, pushing down into the ball, side bend, push down into the ball to come up. Push down into the ball to go over, down into the ball to come up. 2 more like that. Pushing down and the ball is going to engage the tricep and the bottom side body there. Let the ball come forward a little bit there. So both hands on the ball, push the ball forward on a diagonal, pull the hips back and scoop the abdominals back. So hips back, fingertips forward, abs back is going to create some stretch through the back body and through this right lat. Bring the ball up, come onto your knees, grab the ball, lift it up, up, up and over. So you take the long ways to get to the other side, but just kidding, we're not quite on the other side yet. Up and over, up and over, and stay on this side. Find the supported side plank on this side. Let that knee shin move away from the ball a little bit to come onto the diagonal, and you've got leg lifts on this side. Remember, feel free to look around. Your head is acting like a weight here, like a dumbbell for the muscles of your neck. Keep the leg up, make circles. Notice how easy it would be to push the ribs forward here, splay through the front body. Resist that, pull the ribs back. Reverse direction with the circle. Set the foot down, work your way up to the high one knee kneeling position. 4 side bends. Push down into the ball to engage the bottom side body. Top side body pulls you back up. Bring it over. Watch that you're not back bending here. It's really tempting to get into a little bit of a back bend. Gently draw your hips forward. Gently draw your ribs back. 1 more for good measure. Stay over, bring the ball forward. Push it forward on that diagonal. So the fingertips one direction as the belly and the hips draw back the opposite direction on that diagonal. I'm trying to move my left pinky finger as far away from my left hip as I can here. Bring it up. You're going to bring your front body onto the ball. So for the first part of it, it's pretty squarely underneath your torso, underneath your pelvis, underneath your belly, a little bit underneath the thighs. You lift the legs up, take the legs wide, squeeze the butt, take the hands a little bit further forward than your shoulders, lift your abdominals so you're not sinking down here in a back bend, you're really lifted through the front body, and you pull yourself forward. And as if somebody's pulling your toes or your ankles, you draw yourself back. So again, you need to be a little tacky with the hands on the floor, a little bit sticky, similar to the feet push-pull here. Pull yourself forward. Squeeze your butt even more. Keep wrapping your heels towards each other and your big toes away from each other. So working that external rotation, working the glutes. Last one. Stay long through the spine. You're going to bend your elbows and allow your body to tip forward as that happens. So head goes low, toes go high. Push through the triceps to come up. So the gentlest little tricep push up. Bend at the elbows through the triceps. Press your arms long. Bend. Strong, strong glutes. So the legs aren't hanging out. They're really super active here. Not pressing your belly down into the ball, but lifting it up towards the back space, away from the ball. Bring it down. Walk your hands back a little bit more so that your legs can now hang down to the floor, that they can drop off that far end of the ball. The hands come a little bit further forward than the shoulders again, and you're going to lift and lower. You're going to lift and lower your legs. only coming in line with your pelvis, not trying to press all the way up into a back bend or a bow. Engaging your external rotators, your glutes, your hamstrings to lift the legs, but the back can just stay easy. If you want added challenge, and it is an added challenge, I sometimes fail at it, you can lift one hand, do 2 to 4 repetitions on one side with one hand lifted if you're taking that option, and then switch sides. Always challenging the obliques when you go asymmetrical with the limbs that way. So you might feel a little side waist work there, or a desire to kind of side bend. Drop over the drop ball, drape over it. And we've arrived at planks to finish. Take your hands wide on the ball. Step back, find your plank. You can do this on forearms if you would prefer. You can do it with the ball against a wall also, kind of if it stabilizes against a wall, it makes it a little bit easier. It's still challenging. You're holding, you're breathing, you're a long line from your heels to your head. Let your butt be a little higher than your hips. So your butt's not down in line with the rest of your body. Your butt's not poking up super high off of that diagonal, just a little bit. Pull your right knee in, tap the ball, reach it back. Pull your left knee in, tap the ball, reach it back. Pull the knee in and cross this time. Bring it back, pull it in and cross, bring it back, come down onto your knees. You're done. Like I said, this would be appropriate. It's a low repetition to be appropriate to repeat it more than once. It also goes hand in hand with the standing big ball workout that's already up here on my YouTube channel, and pretty soon there'll be a mat version as well, so you could do all 3 of those workouts together as well for a more complete workout. All right, thanks.